Hello, and welcome to English with Rick, taking your English into the future. I hope you learn a lot from these lessons and from this one, which is about using 4 forms of the future to express your ideas either when you're speaking or you're writing about the future. Thinking about the future and making plans for it's a great idea. It sure is a lot better than just letting things happen. What I'd like you to do right now is think about something positive that you would like in your future. When you do this, when you have positive thoughts about things that you would like in your future, it can be called daydreaming. I'd like you to daydream about something positive that you would like in your future. Write a paragraph about your daydream for the future. Pause this lesson for as long as you need to write it. Now that you've written your paragraph about your daydream for the future, here is a lesson about 4 forms that you can use for discussing the future and your daydream. If you want to discuss events that are scheduled, something that's on a timetable or a calendar, you can use the present simple tense. You can use it for saying things like, "The movie starts in 5 minutes." So, for events that are scheduled using a timetable or calendar, you can use the present simple tense. Here's how that works. The form is the subject plus the present simple tense of the main verb plus a preposition plus the time. An example is, the movie starts in 5 minutes. The subject is the movie. The present simple verb is starts. The preposition is in, and the time is 5 minutes. For future plans, intentions, and predictions with evidence to support them, you can use the future form of going to. An example is, "I'm going to practice drumming tonight." The form is the subject plus be plus going and to plus the infinitive. In the sentence, "I'm going to practice drumming tonight," the subject is I, the verb is am, then there's going to, followed by the infinitive of practice. The word drumming lets everybody know exactly what you'll be practicing. The present continuous future form is a little more complicated, but it's definitely worth knowing because it's used quite often in English. And it's used when there's a single event in the future, more than one person is aware of it, and some arrangements have been made. An example is, "Are you eating at the same restaurant tonight?" Normally, more than one person is aware of the future event, and some preparation has already happened because you probably had to make a reservation. The form is the subject plus a form of the verb be, plus the present continuous tense of the main verb, the object, and the future expression. So in the example, "Are you eating at the same restaurant tonight?" That sentence is in question form, and the subject is you, the verb form of be is are, the verb eating is in the present continuous tense, that's the main verb, and the object is the same restaurant. The future time expression is tonight. For predictions without strong evidence, factual statements, or promises about the future, you can use will or shall. An example of using will in a sentence which is a prediction about the future without strong evidence is in a sentence like this one. People will only buy electric cars by 2030. The form is the subject plus will plus the infinitive verb, and in the sentence, "People will only buy electric cars by 2030, the subject is people, followed by will, and then the infinitive of buy, which is buy. Shall is usually used for making offers or suggestions about a future event if the subject is I or we. It's in a sentence like, "Shall I help you with your homework tonight?" Because this sentence is a question, it starts off with shall, followed by the subject, I, and the infinitive of the verb help, which is help. If you know how to use these 4 forms of the future, you can talk about almost anything in the future, including your daydreams about it. Now, you can rewrite that daydream you had about the future, the one you wrote earlier, using the 4 forms of the future to express your ideas clearly. If you'd like to support me making these podcasts, just go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com and search for English with Rick. For $5 a month, you'll get activities that you can do, downloadable sheets that summarize what you learned in the podcast, and longer podcasts. There are also video podcasts that are full length with activities in them. There are also free videos on YouTube. However you learn English with me, I hope your positive daydreams of the future all come true.